Welcome to One-on-One on God 101. Big Brother fans, I know you're probably screaming right now. Yes, you know him, Frenchie from season 23. Hi, who goes by Farmer Frenchie on Instagram.
Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
hi Frenchie.
Hi, Julie. It's
How
a
are
pleasure.
you?
I'm great. I'm excited to see you again.
Yes, let's bring people up to speed because you and I have not talked since your eviction interview a year and a half ago. You were the first person evicted, season 23.
Second.
Oh, second, sorry. Second person evicted. You were the first HOH.
First HOH. Yes, ma'am.
Ooh. All right. We
Long
have
year.
say again.
Been a long year.
Yes. Yes, it has. So we have a lot of catching up to do. But first, God. All the guests on the show get asked the same first question. So I'm going to ask you, Frenchie, did you grow up with faith and God in your life?
Absolutely, Julie. I'm from a Southern family, and you know, everybody in my family grew up in church every Sunday, Wednesday. That's where we were, um, and it's a very big part of our lives, and that's something that I carry on to my children even as well. My kids love Sunday school, vacation Bible school. So it's a big influential part of our lives as far as my family goes.
Now, I want to share with everyone something you shared with me, and I don't think it ever came out on Big Brother. Which, by the way, I love that your Big Brother key is right behind your head. Your little Frenchie tag that we give to all house guests when they find out they got picked. It's on their bag. Anyhow, um, you and your wife Ashley have 3 children,
Yes,
2
ma'am.
boys and a son. No, 2 girls and a son. Um, ranging in age 12, 11, and 3. However, I recall when you got evicted, you told me that you and Ashley did lose one of your children. I believe a boy who was a baby. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. His name is Weston, and we it was a rough time in our lives. That's it. It's a time that definitely puts the faith that you have to the ultimate test.
Do you remember you told me that when you and Ashley lost Weston, you turned your back on God,
I
and
did.
you said something to me like, I turned my back on God because how could God allow this to happen? Well, what brought you back to the Lord?
It's actually, you know, I'm the type of person that everything happens for a reason. And even though my time was short and chaotic on Big Brother, one of the best things that happened to me in that house was my talk with Ozza. And I would watch Ozza read the Bible every night, and I would listen to her as she was talking. And one night I reached over and I was like, "Hey, this is why I don't." And we had a conversation in the house, and she was like, "Look,
Wait, say that again. This is why what?
this is why I pulled away from God. And this is why I'm mad at God. I don't understand how he could do this. I don't understand how, you know, you can let an innocent child pass away like this."
Weston was how old when he went back to be with the Lord? How old was Weston when you
I
lost him?
had 9 months.
9 months. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And they, sorry, it's a little emotional, but Ozza and I had the talk, and she was explaining that, things happen for a reason. He's in a better place, and it's time for you to let that go. As far as the hate and I wouldn't say hate. I never went that far, but the anger. And she was like, "It's time to let it go." And had I not met Ozza in that house, and had we not had that conversation, and had I not had that freeing experience, um, you know, it may not have been meant for me to win Big Brother, but I came out of that house a winner, in my opinion, because I gained something that money can't get you, that this social media presence can't ever get you. I got a freeing feeling for the first time, and it was 6 years. I got the finally that all that weight that I had on my shoulder that whole time just went up in the air. And I got to the hotel after I got evicted, and I asked, because we have people in there with us in the hotel. I said, "Can I just have a minute?" And because I held it in while I was still in the house, and then while I was talking to you, and but when I got to the hotel and I was finally by myself, and I just asked for that little bit of time for me, and I hit my knees, and I was like, if that's what it took for this to happen, then thank you. I don't care if it was in front of millions of people where you saw me break down in the live feeds. Like, I needed this. And I got to thank you. I got to thank, I thank Ozza all the time. I think that her and I have such a great relationship, and I have that freeing feeling now because of her.
What did your wife, Ashley, say?
It was wild because when we came home, we had these talks, and I was just like, she was like, "I can tell you're a lot happier," and I was. Like, going day to day to day. I just, you put everything. You can say whatever you want about me, like people wise, but one thing that they can never do is take your joy. And for 6 years, I let that situation take my joy, and I finally got it back, and it was such an amazing feeling.
During those 6 years, where was Ashley in her faith walk? Where did she stand in all this?
The same. We actually, when I don't want to say the same, but she was having a hard time with it also. And then when I came off of the show, we started going back to church. We got our kids more involved. Like, they go to Sunday school now. They go to vacation Bible schools. Like, my son goes to youth group every Wednesday. Like, we're back at it. And I honestly can't say that I would have, it took that situation for me to get over that hump and that rock that I had going on to get to that place where I could open myself back up and be like, okay, it's not your fault. Things do happen, and I apologize for blaming you. And it took a little bit, but I'm glad that it did.
I don't know if you remember this, but when we went to commercial break after I did your very quick live eviction interview, you said, "My wife and I, we watch God 101
We
on
do.
Instagram, and we talk about it." That was like the best compliment you could have given me. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing it. I mean, it's amazing seeing the how you take people's daily lives and help others that, may have needed that help that day, or that talk that, people can be going through those similar situations. And when they hear somebody else go through that similar situation, it gives them the ability to open up and be like, "Oh, well, I did that too," or I went through that too. And it is okay. I'm not alone. And I'm not the only person feeling like this. So for you to be able to do that for the thousands of people that you do, it's amazing to me. And we appreciate it. We watch it all the time because of that.
Thank you. And I know you know this, Frenchie, because you know the Lord. We are never alone. The Lord is right there. He's just waiting for us to say, "Help me," and he will help. Um, wow, you look and sound so great. I want to update people on your profile other than being in the Big Brother house. You're former military.
Yes, ma'am.
And it says on your profile, and I don't know if this is still up to date, but it said proud member of the NAACP.
Yes, ma'am.
Still so.
Still.
I
Yes, ma'am.
love that. Why did you join the NAACP?
I heard a lot of people growing up that would get treated different than I would. We got pulled over, multiple situations, and just seeing people get treated differently than what I was getting treated. And I was like, okay, I'm one of them people where don't talk about it, be about it. And my friend told me this. He was like, look, you can say what you want, but until you start doing something about it and educating yourself, he's like, it's not my job to tell you this. He said, it's your job to want to learn. And so I said, okay. And that's exactly what I did. I started a learning journey. And, I had a lot of backlash after I got off the show because of that, because they were like, why would you put that out there? But it's something that I'm actually proud of, because I take it upon myself to learn. And because I've never had them situations, I've never been in those type of situations or experiences. So for me to be able to learn and help myself, it's to me, it speaks a lot more than just saying, oh, I do this, but as soon as it's off of the news, it's back to normal life. And for me, it was never like that. It was like, okay, how and what can I do to help educate myself? Because I don't, it's like my best friend said, it's not his responsibility to teach me something. It's mine to want to learn and to put the will out there and to want to learn for myself. And that's what I did. I took it upon myself, and I started learning.
Frenchie, I have to say, there is such a peace about you.
I
And
appreciate
we only have a couple of minutes before the show is going to be, there's a limit on Instagram, 15 minutes. So in the final minute or two, what do you want to share with your public who, no matter how they feel about you?
I want to say this, and it's something that my grandfather told me when I was little. He told me, he said, son, you're always going to go through rocky times, but together we can crush those fine rocks into fine sand and create our own paradise. And that's something that I took to heart. So if you're having a bad day out there, play that back, listen to it, and let it sink in your heart, and reach out. If you need help, reach out, because all you got to do is look up and say, I'm ready. And the second you do that, anything that's going on in your life, there's a solution. And it's super easy. All you got to do is just ask God for help. I'm living proof of that. I got off the show and said, okay, I'm ready. And my life has been wonderful ever since I got off that show. Just fulfillment, my self-fulfillment and my self-happiness has been so much better since I've done all that. And so if you're listening, give it a chance, because it'll change your life too.
I heard, I think your daughter in the background. Does anyone want to come and say hi to Goodnight the Show with us? Do they want to be on the show?
I think they just got out of the shower, so I'm waiting. So yeah, well,
I know you're in touch with Ozza. Okay, no time for your family to come on. I know you're in touch with Ozza. Who else are you in touch with?
me and Big D talk all the time still. We're still huge buddies.
Derek?
Derek, we talk all the time.
Derek Frazier, yes.
And oh man, we're still just like we were on the show, jumping on each other's backs, feeding each other grapes. Like he's an amazing person. I love him to death.
I love that. Well, Frenchie, I mean, I just wish you so much continued peace and joy that I see in your eyes, and just you're radiating.
Yes.
And give my love to your wife, Ashley,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
all your children who don't know me. But and I thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully it's not the last time we see each other.
Maybe in All Stars. I don't know. We'll see. Frenchie, Big Brother 23. God bless you. Godspeed, and thank you.
Yes, ma'am.